Good afternoon, Miriam Duffield here again, coming to you from Ironman Western Australia's race week. We've got both the half distance and the full distance happening here in WA's southwest this weekend, and as a coach it's definitely a very exciting time any race week. So this weekend I'll have a bunch of athletes doing the half and a first timer for his full first Ironman distance race. So for me as a coach, the priority is absolutely to get these guys training consistently throughout their program, injury-free and sickness-free. So pleased to say that they are all fit, healthy and fresh and have all had amazing preparations. So the second part of that equation is to make sure that they're all performing at their true potential at this stage in their lives, given the preparation and the schedule that they've had for this race. So only time will tell for that second part, and I really hope that Sunday reflects the preparation that they've all had. But I'll be there waiting, watching with bated breath to see how that unfolds for them. For any other athletes who are racing this weekend, a couple of tips from me for this course that I've shared with my athletes is that the bike, flattest bike course you'll ever experience, not so much as a bump in the road. So for me, I've suggested to my guys to stay as much as possible in aero tuck, down on the bars, trying to keep as low as possible, especially those sections that they're facing into the headwind. You just don't need to create unnecessary additional surface area and resistance, which is just going to sap the legs more than necessary. In saying that though, it is, especially for those doing the full, a long way to stay in aero tuck. So I encourage my athletes to use, there's quite a few hairpin turns and aid stations as well. So I've encouraged my athletes, to use those opportunities to stand up, stretch the legs, shake out the quads, stretch the neck and the back while you're slowing down into a corner and accelerating out of it and slowing down through aid stations as well. Aside from that, I would always say just try and stay as low and as aero as possible for as long as you can on the bike. And for the run, so the forecast this weekend is going to be 27 degrees and no cloud. So nothing but sunshine, which is just another day in WA. However, for those racing a full Ironman race and potentially being out there 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon with no shade, the course will have, the run course is flat as the bike, but there is no shade on that run course. So to try and make sure that you spend the time in T2 using the volunteers, they're amazing. Be sure to thank them though. Use them. So call out for some sunscreen, and it's not just for the aesthetics of the racer-back tan line that you want to avoid that just screams triathlete from a mile away, but it will help with managing your dehydration. So play it sun smart, get the sunscreen on, use a hat, cover the skin, and also use the aid stations. I've encouraged my athletes to slow down through the aid stations, be prepared to walk through the aid stations. I know some people think walking, you're failing, but I assure you, if you're playing your cards smart, you're using those aid stations to cool down, grabbing the ice down the shirt, down the pants, on the back of the neck, under the armpits, to try and cool your temperature down and to lower the heart rate a little bit before you then get running again as you exit the aid stations. Because if your body temperature and your heart rate just keep going up and up and up on that run, at some point your body's going to implode, and that's when you see those almighty explosions of people who have gone out really fast on that run or too hard on that bike, and the body has just given up and they are in the fetal position on the side of the road with 10, 12k to go. So I encourage my athletes that it is not failing if you walk through an aid station. In fact, it's probably just playing your cards really smart, and that way they'll sustain their pace through to the finish line, which is my final point from the athletes that I've coached, is that really embrace that finish line moment. I remember my first Ironman at Bustleton in 2010, and gosh, if I could, bottle that moment would be amazing. So I really encourage athletes to just to slow down and enjoy that finish line. It is honestly such an amazing experience. You've worked so hard to get there. Share the moment with your family and friends. Don't just race past them. Unless you're in a sprint finish for a podium spot, please just enjoy that moment and embrace it. It's crazy to see people who have, you know, walked the last 10K of the marathon and they sprint down that finish chute, and that's the best part, and they've just, you know, blinked and it's gone. So if you're gonna when you do get to that finish chute, enjoy the moment and share it with loved ones, and embrace it all. But aside from that, I would like to wish everybody the very best of luck out there this weekend. I'll certainly be on the sidelines cheering you on, and hope that you all get the race that your preparation deserves. Bye for now.